Hello, it is Friday, October 1st, 2021, and welcome back to my New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday puzzle, so very possibly a trickier crossword than we had yesterday, but maybe also more straightforward, so we'll just have to see about that. It is a new month, which means it is a new Patreon month. I suppose that was sort of an unnecessarily redundant thing to say, but what that means is there will be a new New York Times monthly bonus puzzle that I will be putting up, solving and putting up on the Patreon page soon. Don't know exactly what the schedule for the monthly bonus puzzles will be, but today there either is or will be very shortly my weekly speed solve of mini puzzles up on the Patreon, and within the next day, either today or tomorrow, will also be a bonus solve of a puzzle from something called the Crossword's Fall Themeless League, which is something I only just discovered a matter of days ago. You can pay an entry fee to participate in a weekly crossword solving contest, essentially. And there are 3 levels of difficulty. I chose the most difficult one because I thought I might as well push myself a bit, and that aims to be a little tougher than a New York Times Saturday puzzle. And the first of those puzzles is not yet part of the competition. It's the preseason puzzle. And because it wasn't part of the competition and isn't scored the way that they will be week to week, I figured I'd go ahead and solve it for the Patreon campaign. So if you're interested in watching me solve what is intended to be a slightly trickier than Saturday puzzle, go ahead and check that out on the Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/dailysolve, and it's linked in the description field underneath the video. All right, let's move on to some clues from yesterday's puzzle. There weren't very many comments about yesterday's puzzle. Well, there were a number of comments about it, but there weren't too many corrections or bits of knowledge about it. I think in general, people found it to be fairly approachable for a Thursday puzzle, which is always fun. And regarding Acqua Alta, which was the phenomenon leading to flooding in Venice, so what that is it's a sort of ongoing tidal pattern that affects the Adriatic Sea, and in particular the Venetian lagoon where Venice is located. And Lawrence Rosania says, I learned about Acqua Alta one September morning on coming down to my hotel lobby in Venice and stepping into a foot of water, thus realizing while all the native Venetians seem to own knee-high rubber boots. Also, I second the Lexicon Valley recommendation. Hosted by the always interesting John McWhorter, it is a delight for anyone who enjoys language and might be intrigued by the etymology of, say, humsnap. So there we go. A bit of fun at my expense from yesterday. And yes, that is a podcast I recommended yesterday, Lexicon Valley. And actually, there hadn't been any episodes posted for quite a while, and I hadn't realized that until I mentioned it yesterday. It seems that the podcast was relocated from Slate, where it was born and lived for many years, to a new website. So John McWhorter is back to producing episodes of Lexicon Valley, and if you're interested in that, you can find it. Just search for Lexicon Valley, the podcast, and you'll find its new location now. I've not heard any of these new episodes yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Okay, and regarding the word wizen, Ben Ward says, as a Brit, I've only ever seen wizen spelled with a Z or a Z to a Brit. Oscar Wilde spells it that way in The Portrait of Dorian Gray, which is authoritative enough for me. In fact, the only use of the S spelling I could find was an archaic Scottish alternative spelling, so I'm not sure anyone really does spell it with an S. So there we go. I just had a misconception, and I don't know what I was thinking. So thank you for the correction. I think it was probably, I don't know, maybe I was just thinking of wizen as into, can you say to wizen and to get wiser as opposed to wizen to sort of age? I don't know. I'm compounding my misconceptions now, so I should just move on. Let's progress now to the Friday puzzle. This is a crossword constructed by Jim Horn and Jeff Chen, and I think I may recognize Jim Horn from prior crosswords, but I'm certain I absolutely recognize Jeff Chen, who I think is an extremely prolific constructor of New York Times crosswords. And this puzzle has, of course, been edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So, are we ready to get started? Why not? What else is there to say? Okay. Barrel of fun. Barrel of fun. Some sort of pun going on here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. Like Marcia among the Brady Bunch daughters. Oldest? I'm saying that because it's a superlative that fits. I guess middle could also fit. I just don't know. Let's see. Let's check some crosses. Members of a certain college. Electors? Electoral college? So eldest, maybe. Flight could be lamb, as in you're on the lam, criminal, wanted criminal, or accused criminal. It's self-replicating DNA. First name of the poet whose candle burns at both ends. Ezra Pound. Past the approval stage in construction slang. Oh, don't really know any construction slang. Cry at sea. Oh, maybe not Ezra Pound. Cry at sea, land ho. Fictional home with a secret basement. Not sure. Past the approval stage in construction slang. Yeah, I just don't know. They don't put up with any bull. Toreros? Bullfighters? Could this be Edna? Supergroup. A-Team? I mean, A-Team would fit, but it would leave quite a few spare cells, so probably not. But let's keep looking around. Blank Hawaii, TV spinoff. I don't know, is there CSI Hawaii? It seems like there would be. Jay-Z's blank the next one, not sure, no longer following. Enduring. Lasting? No. Years back. Your. Not remain completely asleep could be to stir. Caber blank, Scottish athletic event. That's the Caber toss. So let's see. Does this help? No longer following. So maybe, yeah, maybe this isn't your. Oops, what am I doing? Could be past, maybe? Or lost? On to the next one, maybe? Years back. Oh, NCIS Hawaii, maybe? Sounds right. Years back, once. In other words, years back, once. That happened. Maybe that is lost. Enduring, long last. Part of QED, erot. Or QED is what, quaderat demonstrandum or something. It's what you would say to say, and this demonstrates that. So you have a proof, you have the contents of the proof, and then the resultant statement, QED. Okay, snitch on, rat on, grass on, tattle on, none of these fit. Why am I not seeing what that is? Weird. Past the, shovel ready, maybe. Past the approval stage, shovel ready. So what is this again? Supergroup. Avengers, maybe? Snitch on. Yeah, this does look like Edna. So this is manor. Fictional home with a secret basement. I mean, it would make sense that a manor would have a secret basement. Whom Sarah had in her early 90s. Is that biblical? I'm not sure. This will never fly. Headwinds can push them back, in brief. ETAs, estimated times of arrival. Headwind might delay a flight. His La Maha Desnuda was never publicly shown in his lifetime. Could this be Dolly? Barrel of fun. Diminutive suffix in Spanish. Well, could be. Isaac? Another biblical name? I actually don't remember what this refers to. And I could be wrong, of course. Oh, maybe it's Goya. Goya. Barrel of fun. A keg? In other words, if you'd have a keg at a party, maybe that must be what it is. This will never fly. I have no idea. I wonder if I have something wrong, either keg or Isaac. Oh, wait. If diminutive suffix in Spanish is ito, which sounds right, then this will never fly could be a kiwi, which is a flightless bird. Oh, Wayne Manor, Batman's house, I suppose. Bruce Wayne, who is Batman. Depilatory brand. Gets rid of hair. Nads or something? Nair? No hair, maybe? That sort of sounds familiar. Part of FWIW, for what it's worth, its hitch or glitch is a snag. Blank Lynch, first African-American woman to serve as U.S. Attorney General. Loretta Lynch, I believe. Foolery. An eagle is the most common one in the U.S. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I wonder what that's getting at. I don't quite see it. Its players never want to be at the top. I'm not sure. Pacific evergreen with orange-red bark. I don't know. I'll probably know it when I see it. Put away could be to eat. A range of consideration, metaphorically. Range of consideration, metaphorically. Don't know. Activity with a rake. Wonder if snag is incorrect. I'm just going to move on for now. Good name for a wrestler. A wrestler. What does a wrestler do? Hold or... I don't know. And then enduring is long-term. Okay, there we go. So good name for a wrestler. Does that help? Oh, mat, maybe. A wrestling mat. There we go. Foolery. Boy, I'm just not seeing it, although I feel I should. Some corporate holdings, for short. And there's some sort of pun going on. Some corporate holdings, for short. What does that mean? Question mark. Something is clever about it, but I'm not very clever myself, am I? Because I'm not saying what it is. Open blank. Could be plenty of things, I feel. Hydration location is plural. Fountains, I'm not really seeing it. Some formal promises, I do. Formal setting, a wedding, you say I do. Make a promise, you make. College department, I don't know. Science, sociology, could be a few things, I think. Jamie, I guess, aka the Bionic Woman, absolutely no idea. No clue, unfortunately. Written designs that are also readable when flipped or rotated. Oh, these are ambigrams. Fascinating constructions. An ambigram is when you sort of illustrate letters in a clever and artistic way such that, as it says, if you were to sort of illustrate this on a piece of paper and then flip the piece of paper, rotate it around, it would still read the same words. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to be symmetrical. The letters could, physically be shaped differently, but still be readable as the same letters. And obviously with some words, that's much easier than other words. And so with some difficult words, it takes a huge amount of inventiveness to imagine how to construct these letters in such a way that the effect is created. Worth looking up some examples of ambigrams. Some corporate holdings, for short. S probably ends with, MBAs. Yes, I see. Someone in the corporate world might hold an MBA, a Master of Business Administration degree, post-secondary degree, or no, postgraduate degree. Driver around a lot. A tram might drive around a lot, a parking lot, for instance. What is this? Range of consideration metaphorically. I must have something wrong. This just looks like garbage. Snitch on. Oh, narc, to narc on. I'm just going to get more crosses, and hopefully I'll see what my error is eventually. Pacific evergreen with orange-red bark. Oh, maybe tram is not a driver around a lot, even though I think that is a completely valid fill. It doesn't seem right. Does it? Does that look right? I don't think so. You know what? I think this is a radar screen. Range of consideration metaphorically. It's on my radar screen. It's in my range of consideration. Driver. Oh, driver. Adam Driver? Around a lot. A film lot. I see. I get it. All right. Very clever. So here we go. We have an activity with a rake. Is something game? Does this mean a rake as in a sort of rakish person? Someone who's a bit of a rogue? Is that what that means? Not sure. Maybe it would have a question mark, although that is literally the meaning of rake, so I don't think you'd need the question mark to indicate a pun. An eagle is the most common one in the US. Boy, I just don't know what this is. Its players never want to be at the top. What is something you play don't want to be at the top of? Golf? You wouldn't want a high score in golf? Foolery? Oh, antics. There we go. Sorry. Should have gotten that. Open blank. Open ski. Open... Oh, another open. Look at that. Open... Don't know. I'm not seeing it right offhand. Where uniforms are worn with sweaters. Gym class? Sweaters. Does that refer to the sort of thing that band you wear around your forehead to absorb sweat? Is that what that is? Gym class? Does this work? Let's see. I mean, that... Oh, Tetris. Its players never want to be at the top. Tetris, right. The video game in which you're trying to clear rows of tetrominoes, which are shapes made out of 4 equally sized tiles, and they pile up, and if they reach the top of the screen, you lose the game. So the players of Tetris never want to be at the top of the screen. There's some clever cluing and misdirection going on in this puzzle. Definitely feels like a good Friday puzzle. It's more challenging, no real theme, but just some tougher cluing than we were getting yesterday, for instance. Okay, open, what is this? Open, I have no idea what this is. And then open here, I also don't know what this is. That is interesting. I really don't know what these clues are. I apologize if it's screamingly obvious to you, which it very well may be. An eagle is the most common one. I'm just going to move on from this area. I'm getting nowhere. Its products often come with Allen keys, IKEA. Those are the hexagonal wrenches you can use to assemble prefab furniture and some other things. Environmentally friendly way to travel. Eco something, eco, I don't know. Something car, maybe? Organization with a list of Supreme Court cases on its website. I bet the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, has that. Does some crime scene work. Dusts? Dusts for fingerprints? I don't know what this is. Old pro could be a veteran of something. Cartoon character who says, "Come over here, you skawooey wabbit." Elmer Fudd. Jamie Summers, could be Summers, looks like a plausible name. Oh. Maybe there is a theme. Locale below 17 across, Wayne Manor, as suggested by 3 images in this puzzle's grid. Oh. So are these black collections of squares meant to evoke bats, I suppose? The Bat Cave? There we go. So look at that. Wow, there is a theme in a Friday puzzle, which we know to be quite unusual. And it is, I should have observed early on that this is sort of an unusual grid pattern, actually. It's diagonally symmetrical, which is extremely uncommon. You get the most common form of symmetry in the New York Times crossword grid is radial symmetry, or rotational symmetry. You sometimes get vertical or horizontal symmetry. I think it's more common to be vertically symmetrical. No, I don't know. I can't remember which is more common, but in any case, neither is very common, but they're both more common than diagonal symmetry, which is what this is. In other words, if you bisected the grid along a 45-degree angle and folded it over, it would match its black square patterns. And this does. And we've got this theme, which is very unusual for a Friday. So this is this is very much an unusual, rare Friday puzzle. Okay, econ subfield. Could be micro or macro, microeconomics or macroeconomics. So maybe put away isn't that, and we don't know what it is because we don't know if it's micro or macro, and it might not be micro or macro. Could be something else. Maybe eat is correct. I don't know. Let's see. Pacific Evergreen, I actually don't know what that is, so I'm going to move on. Activity with a rake. Chess game? Oh, craps game, right. There's the, I guess the rake, I didn't know it was called that, but the device that's used to pull the dice towards the croupier. Badger, could be to razz someone. That doesn't look like it fits. Hydration locations, oases in a desert, for instance. You might find water in an oasis. Hospital supplies, sera, the plural of serum. Made a move, acted. Environmentally friendly way to travel, right? So it is some sort of car. Now, stat. Do it quickly, ASAP. This can't be happening. Could be me, sort of quaint lament. I'm not very confident, but let's just put it in and see. Completely after in. Oh no, I don't think it's on me. Let's get rid of that. In toto, completely. Cry to a baby. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, you might cry to a baby to surprise the baby. Here we have this can't be happening, right? Oh no, maybe that's probably oh no. That seems a bit more straightforward than whatever I was doing. An environmentally friendly way to travel could be a solar car. How common are those, solar cars? I don't think I've encountered those. Like the loser's locker room after a stunning upset, maybe dead silent? And to badger someone could be to ride them. Sunlit spaces, atria, plural of atrium. Put away. Oh, there we go. Okay. I was basically right with eat, but I didn't consider that put could be both present and past tense. So put away, past tense. Ate, not eat, but ate, and that makes the econ subfield macroeconomics. All right, let's solve this tricky area over here in the southeast. College department, so it looks like science now. Soviet fighter jets, MiGs. Don't know if that's an acronym, and if it is, what it stands for. Not sure. Anyway, initials that often precede plus. It is MiGs, isn't it? Gym class looks correct at this point with that double S. Initials that often precede plus, and this in itself is going to be, obviously it says initials, so these are going to be initials. Oh, good Lord, of course. LGBTQ plus. There we go. And then keeps informed in a way. Not seeing it. Cover up an old room. Oh, toga. Sample collector, maybe a Q-tip, a cotton swab to collect a sample of something. Fool, a sap is a fool. Star Wars staple for short. Oh, CGI, right, computer graphics. Keeps informed in a way. Oh, I see, BCCs, blind carbon copies, include someone on an email covertly. Oh, so here, what is this? Oh, team mascot. Oh, and now I see what both of these opens are. Open MRI. I don't know that I've had a number of MRIs in my life, which is magnetic resonance imagery or something like that. It's a way to sort of scan someone's interior. I don't know that I know what an open MRI is, but it sounds like a plausible kind of thing. And then here we have open mic, as in an open mic night at a bar. And there we go. So that's the Friday puzzle. An unusual Friday puzzle. Well, an unusual puzzle at all, in that it's diagonally symmetrical, which I do believe is quite rare in the New York Times crossword, and a rare Friday puzzle in particular, in that there's sort of a theme. I mean, it's a very, very light theme because it only involves 2 answers, but I think it's fair to call it a theme because it's part of the construction of the grid itself. We've got these little bats illustrated in the grid. And I think I would call that a theme. I would say this puzzle has a light but definite theme around Batman and his bats. Does Batman have bats? Does he keep bats in the Batcave? Do they live in the Batcave? I don't know. Is that why it's called the Batcave? And is that why he's Batman? Because there are bats down there? Some of the questions that are raised by the New York Times crossword. Theirs are not at all raised by the New York Times crossword. They're raised by my pointlessly roving mind. Okay, that's the Friday puzzle. Let me know how you fared with this one. Some sort of odd sound. I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone. Anyway, yes, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I enjoyed this puzzle. I hope you did as well. Let me know how you fared. Yesterday's Thursday puzzle, I was sort of curious how people would do, and it seemed like in general people found it pretty approachable for a Thursday puzzle. So I'm curious how this one found you for Friday. Do let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this series. If this is your first time, you should subscribe. If it's not your first time and you're not subscribed, you should definitely subscribe, because you'll see these videos as they go up each day. And if you think you know someone who might enjoy this puzzle, might enjoy discerning little illustrated... Oh, you know, it just occurred to me. So we had a Tetris-related clue in here. And Tetris, as I mentioned, involves tetrominoes, which are shapes constructed out of contiguous arrangements of equally sized tiles. And this puzzle is illustrated with pentominoes, which is the same concept, but with 5 equally sized, contiguously arranged tiles. So these bats are little pentomino tiles. Anyway, I don't know if that was intentional or who knows. But anyway, it just occurred to me. And then here we've got triominoes and biominoes, maybe? Would you call those that? I don't know that a biomino would be useful because there's only one way they could be contiguously arranged. Whereas at least with triominoes, you'd get 2, I suppose. And here we've got a couple little eunominos. Okay, I'm losing the plot. If you think you know someone who might like this series, despite that ludicrous digression, why not pass it along to them? They may well enjoy it. And if you particularly enjoy this series and you would like to help contribute to its ongoing sustainability, please consider heading over to my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/dailysolve, which is linked in the description field underneath the video. And there you can find bonus content such as extra crossword solves, like the one I mentioned that will be going up soon, the difficult boss words fall themeless puzzle. There's a Discord chat server, which anyone can join, actually. That's linked in the description field as well. But you get access to the Solvers Society channel in that Discord if you're a member of the Patreon, and also a special role that indicates thanks you for your support in the channel, in the server. And also some folks, depending on their tier, are thanked at the ends of these videos, because I really do particularly appreciate that help and that support. So on that note, today I would like to thank Timothy Mark, aka Bidiot Bales, and, as always, the excellent Hood Monster. So thank you so much to those two, but also to everybody who has backed the Patreon, but also to everybody, including you, for watching. Thank you so much. And I will be back tomorrow for the Saturday puzzle, generally speaking, the most difficult crossword of the week. So I hope you join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.